Artemis.
Kratos. The gods demand more of you.
Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at the 10 biggest mysteries in God of War games.
What is that place?
Never go there. Understand?
For this list, we'll be looking at unexplained elements in Sony's mythological series. Because we're talking story, we're issuing a spoiler warning. Is there a God of War mystery you want answers to? Let us know about it in the comments.
Life drained out of Kratos. The arms of Hades reached out to claim their prize.
Before we begin, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Who blew the horn?
Somebody just called the serpent.
Kratos has fought some truly massive enemies over the years. Luckily, Jormungandr isn't one of them. The World Serpent is incredibly intimidating when you first meet him, but he's actually quite friendly, at least to you. On the central bridge on the Lake of Nine sits a mighty horn used to call him, which Mimir does a couple of times. However, during the sequence where Kratos rushes a sick Atreus to Freya, the horn blast can be heard in the distance. Who called Jormungandr and why was never explained in the game, though the serpent's appearance later at least suggests it was probably a non-violent visit. It's led to several theories from fans, but hopefully we'll get a definitive answer in Ragnarok.
It speaks?
Yeah! Mom said he's friendly!
What does it say?
I don't know!
Faye's backstory.
It's your axe. It's smaller. Look.
Faye is dead by the time the 2018 game begins, so it makes sense not to get much information about her. By the end, you know she was really Laufey the Just, a giantess warrior from Jotunheim who was a consistent thorn in Odin's paw. But the more information we found out, the more questions arose. We know she had some form of true sight, as she left markings for Kratos and Atreus, and a mural of what happened on their journey.
All these drawings. This is our story.
Did she foresee the duo playing important roles in Ragnarok, as the traditional Loki does? Moreover, did she actually love Kratos, or was it part of a plan to have Loki as a foil to the gods? We don't even know how she died, though perhaps she'll be explored further in the sequel.
But what does it all mean?
That I was not the only parent with secrets.
The Curse of the Blades. The Blades of Chaos are some of the most famous weapons from the God of War series. They were forged by Ares and bound to Kratos as his loyal servant. Players may have wondered why and how the blades showed up again in the 2018 game. And the answer is, well, extremely vague and dissatisfying. In the tie-in comic Fallen God, it's revealed they follow Kratos as a curse seemingly put on him by Athena.
You will always be a monster.
I know.
But why these weapons instead of the Blades of Athena, which replaced the Blades of Chaos in God of War 2? The comic makes it seem the curse is part of Kratos' destiny to save nearby innocents from monsters. But that doesn't really match up with the appearance of Athena and the Blades in the 2018 game. Atreus' voices.
It was the voices again, but different voices. Less angry. They were asking for help.
We are here for the light. I do not care who they are, nor what they want.
You never care about anything.
Being the son of Kratos, it becomes clear pretty early on that Atreus has multiple powers and abilities, including spellcasting and an incredibly handy knack for languages. Unfortunately, he also has a pretty detrimental ability to hear disembodied voices. Sometimes it is that of his dead mother, while others are of people he's never met. If there are multiple voices at once, they can even cause him pain.
Voices! You don't hear that?
I hear nothing.
It's It's going away now. It was screaming. Lots of voices. Angry.
He is an empath, but the nature of this wasn't fully explored. If it's one of his godly perks, why give it to him in the first place? It doesn't appear to give him or Kratos an advantage. But again, we may just have to wait for Ragnarok for an answer.
It felt evil.
The Helheim Watcher. Once Atreus falls ill, Kratos must journey to the Norse underworld to obtain a resource that can save him. The heart from the Keeper of the Bridge of the Damned. Looming above the arena where you fight this troll is a gigantic eagle. The massive bird appears again when Kratos and Atreus must escape from Helheim, but in both instances, all it does is watch. In Norse mythology, this figure is a Jotun named Hreysvelgr. According to Cory Barlog, the giant eagle was originally a boss fight, but was cut for time. So we're left to wonder what his in-game purpose is now. Why does he appear in Helheim? And why does he never interfere in what he sees? We hope Hreysvelgr appears in Ragnarok because we need answers. The Missing Gods.
All I have left is my bow. Please, free me, and it is yours.
It seems like the series has left behind the world of Greek mythology for good, but we've still got some lingering questions about some of its gods and goddesses. Apollo, god of archery and many other things, is referenced in both Ascension and God of War 3, but never shows up in the series. More tantalizing is the disappearance of his sister, Artemis, who only briefly appeared in the original game. Then you have Aphrodite, who appeared in the first entry and a very sensual scene in God of War 3, but she didn't join her family in fighting Kratos and presumably survived. So, what happened to these powerful beings? We may never know.
I offer you the very blade I used to slay a titan.
Other deities.
Look at that! It's the missing panel about Tyr.
When Kratos moved from the world of Greek myth to that of Norse, it signaled a big change in status quo. With that move came an endless sea of directions Sony could take the series. Since it proved that other pantheons definitely exist within the games, we couldn't help but wonder if all of them do. A key scene in the 2018 game hints towards Japanese, Egyptian, and Celtic mythologies being potential next steps for the series.
Not runes. Symbols from different lands. They mean...
War.
Aye.
How do you...
This one I know too well.
Although Cory Barlog once stated Kratos' next outing could be in Egypt, we have no definitive idea what pantheon could be explored next. How well connected are all of these pantheons, and how much does one affect the other, if at all?
Interesting. Very interesting.
Kratos' reputation.
Kratos. Zeus.
Zeus?
My father.
Your father was Zeus? Well, that explains a lot.
In the first Norse entry, it's shown that Kratos' bloodthirsty reputation definitely precedes him. You find a vase inside Tyr's vault depicting Kratos, meaning, at the very least, the Norse god of war heard about him on his travels. However, Mimir has also clearly heard of him. He realizes Kratos is the ghost of Sparta later in the game.
I finally understand. I'm dangling from the hip of the bloody ghost of Sparta.
Do not call me that.
Additionally, Fallen God is set in Egypt, and features a deity who knows of his deeds. But how is it that Kratos' reputation has spread to different pantheons? Is it simply word of mouth? Has it spread to other areas, with other gods? We'll probably only know once different pantheons are explored, but Kratos' story is definitely captivating enough to spread around.
What'd you find?
Enough distraction. Do not forget why we are here.
Immortality.
You fool! What have you done?
We used to think one could either be mortal or immortal, but Kratos seems to fall somewhere in between. We know he can be killed, as he went to the Greek underworld and climbed back out several times. But we've also seen that he can heal from undeniably fatal wounds. At the end of God of War 3, he should have died from his self-inflicted stab, yet he didn't. He also ages, albeit incredibly slowly, as evidenced by his different appearances in the Greek and Norse sagas. There's also the mural found in Jotunheim at the end of the 2018 installment, which seems to depict the future death of Kratos in Atreus' arms. So, how immortal is he really? And will Ragnarok really mark the end of his story?
We're so close to the end now.
Yes. Yes, we are.
The higher plane.
Why do you sacrifice yourself?
When a god dies in this series, they usually stay dead. That's not necessarily true for Athena though. After Kratos accidentally kills her in God of War 2, she returns in God of War 3 as a spirit of sorts. She claims that her sacrifice to save Zeus's life brought her to a higher existence. Unfortunately, that's pretty much all the information we get on this higher plane of being.
I don't...
My sacrifice to save Zeus has brought me to a higher existence.
Somehow, Athena is able to still exist where others cease, and is able to follow Kratos from the Greek world to the Egyptian and Norse ones. If other deities exist on this plane, we'd love to hear about them. People have their theories, of course, but we've yet to receive an in-game explanation.
Get out of my head.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoPlays, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.